Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Health Check. Health Check where you have the opportunity to check in on you. I pray that you are blessed today. Health Check, as we know, is sponsored by Kingdom Health Connections. And Kingdom Health Connections is a health promotional resource center where it's all about cultivating a culture of health, wellness, and healing for you and the entire family. So come on in, tune in, like, share it with your family members, your friends, share it with parents, share it with guardians. This is an opportunity to do a self-awareness check in on you, see how you're doing, maybe course correct a little bit. As we know, this month is all about back to school health tips. And that's what we're going to continue on today. So come on in, join me just for a few minutes as we talk about back to school health tips. Today's health tip that we're going to be focusing on today is improving your child's performance by limiting fast foods. Yep, let's improve the child's performance by limiting fast foods. I just want to provide a visual aid here for you. As you can see in this picture, fast foods. We know what fast foods are. We know what fast foods look like, but this is a nice visual aid that I'd like to present before you. So fast foods are just that. They're fast. They're fast in so many different ways. They're fast in availability, convenience, fast in just providing that quick relief, addressing the hunger per se. That quick relief, but as soon as it gets into our body is quick as the nutrients can leave our bodies, whatever nutrients it does provide. It quickly also increases our blood sugars as well. So it's fast in that, and it causes our blood sugars to dump quickly as well. So fast foods are just that. They are fast. Fast in convenience, but fast in terms of providing just relief, but not providing the satiety that the body needs. So this can apply to children as well as adults, but of course, I'm targeting parents, guardians as well, and maybe share it with your children too as well, to get their mind space and their head space into that growth mindset. Like, listen, I don't have to eat fast foods all the time to feel good or to satisfy my hunger, because in reality, it doesn't do that at all. Fast foods are just that. They're fast in so many different ways. So let's tune into as well as to why fast foods aren't the greatest for us, as we probably know, but this is just a nice, gentle, yet very direct reminder. Fast foods, they're poor in nutritional value. So we're not getting the nutrients, we're not getting the vitamins, we're not getting the fiber, we're not getting what we need. We're not even getting the energy source that we need from fast foods. So the children are not getting what they need from fast foods. They're not going to have the energy level that they need to have. So let's improve the child's performance by ensuring that they get the proper nutrition that they need. Do you know that according to the United States Department of Health and Human Services, between the years of 2015 and 2018, 36.3% of children consumed fast foods daily. That may sound like a low number, but we're talking about every single day. 36.3%, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Do you also know that out of that 36.3% of children between the ages of 2 and 19 years of age, do you know that almost half of them, up to 45% of children, consume majority of their daily calories from fast foods? So if you started this broadcast thinking this is familiar, this is an easy topic, yeah, that's right, I'll limit fast foods, but let's draw some awareness here. That's a whole lot of calories. That's a whole lot of children and teens that are consuming fast foods for their daily caloric intake. Majority of their calories coming from fast foods alone. Let's remember, fast foods are just that. They are fast. And why is this so important? Because fast foods do not allow for children to get the proper nutrition for their performance. There are tons of negative implications for consuming fast foods daily, especially for the children and the teens. Like I said, it's convenient, it's available. They probably, if they've tasted and eaten of the apple already, they're like, listen, I want some French fries from McDonald's. I don't want this for dinner. I want McDonald's. I want McDonald's. And maybe they've gotten into the habit of consuming fast foods because it's quick relief. It keeps the kids from complaining at times. But there are so many negative impacts to the children and the teens because of consuming fast foods. And I want to share that with you quickly today. Do you know that consuming fast foods regularly can worsen asthma, allergies? So, especially during the fall, the spring times, or even allergies year round, it can come from fast foods. It can worsen eczema too, as well. It causes eczema flares on the hands, especially for children. It's common in the arms, behind the knees, sometimes around the mouth, the face, the eyes as well. Fast foods can trigger this all the more. Fast foods can also cause constipation because it's low in fiber. It slows down the GI motility and can cause constipation. Fast foods can also cause and lead to poor academics performance. So, especially in reading and math too, as well, because of the biochemical changes that happen in the body when fast foods are consumed. Attention is low, because of the sugar spikes and then the rapid reduction in the sugars. It can cause and trigger mood swings, especially for the teens, the young ladies that are, they're in puberty and they've started the menstrual cycle. They might crave these fast foods, but it's not good for maintaining that mood stability. They have already got a ton of hormonal shifts that are happening that are absolutely real. They're learning, they're discovering their body, they're recognizing these changes that are taking place. And let's help them along by not giving them fast foods or encouraging or endorsing this behavior, especially by the time they're teenagers. They can probably buy it on their own. Let's not get them into the habit, or if they have been in this habit, shift that habit so that way they understand why this is not good for the body. It reduces alertness, it reduces concentration. It can actually trigger more depression as well, consuming more fast foods because of the sugar spikes as well. Again, it's all correlated with mood instability. It can interrupt the sleep too as well, that normal sleep cycle. I mentioned this on last week, that meals that are high in fat and sugar and salt, which that's fast foods for you. High in fat and sugar, as well as salt at the very basics. And that causes sugar spikes. So that can interrupt a sleep cycle like that, especially if they eat it right before bed because it's just a quick fix, or they say that they're hungry. And it's also been linked to worsen ADHD like behavior. So that hyperactivity. Believe it or not, we hear about omega-3 fatty acids. That's one form of a fatty acid that is important. It's commonly found in salmon and tuna, mackerel, fish, flax seeds, chia seeds. We can find these omega-3 fatty acids in those foods. But guess where they're not? In fast foods. Those omega-3 fatty acids, just to name one of those fatty acids, it's so important for our neural pathways in our brains. It's good for brain health. It preserves the brain cells. It protects the messages that are sent from the brain cells to the rest of the brain cells so it can communicate to the rest of the body. And guess what? Fast foods do not promote or preserve brain health. And brain function. So let's keep this in mind. It's also been linked to increasing antisocial behavior. We know fast foods trigger long-term effects of obesity, of high blood pressure, of diabetes, of high cholesterol. And it starts to affect children because they're aware. Maybe their friends are telling them about it. Maybe their family members are telling them about their weight and what's going on and why are they acting this way. They hear the conversation, right? And it begins to affect their mental health, and it can cause depressive symptoms and depressive problems too as well. So fast foods do not support the physical energy that children need to complete their assignments, to stay focused in school. So the more fast food, the less their performance. The more fast food, the less their performance. Not to mention the addictive properties of fast foods. Can we say amen to that? Do we know this? I can attest to this, right? The addictive properties of these foods. If they're forming this habit or this habit is being promoted early, it's going to affect them later in life. And how many of us can attest to it affecting us later in life? So if you've been creating this environment, if you've been endorsing this behavior, if you've been just giving in and doing the quick fix, let's really limit that. Make it gradual. Make it a team effort. Make it a family effort. Listen, I know Thursdays, this is what we usually do. Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. But you know what? It's only going to be Thursdays and Fridays this week. And then next month, perhaps, it's only going to be Thursdays. Make it gradual, but make it a team effort and reward your family, reward yourself, reward the children, not with food, but reward them. Let them know that there's more to life than the fast foods, because biochemically, it affects the children. It affects us as adults, but we do not want to breed these addictive patterns in children. I know I do a lot of physicals right now, especially for children going back to school. We're doing back to school health tips, and I do a lot of physicals throughout the summer, and it's especially heightened right now before going back to school. And the common thing that I hear, Bobby is a fake individual. Bobby likes chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, and French fries. Those are like the three common things that I hear is a consistent thing that children like. So if they're not introduced to it as soon, if they're not introduced to it as soon, the likelihood of forming these addictive patterns to them because of the high salt, the high sugar, and the high fat, that it just does something to our taste buds and our chemistry as well. That is a whole different life that I can probably share at another time. How it affects our bodies is important. So there are so many negative impacts to fast foods, especially repetitive consumption that is not good for children. Well, we know that we have the choice today between life and death, blessings and curses. I call on all of heaven to witness the decision that you and I make today. Maybe you're an adult, you want to make a change. Oh, that we would choose life. Can we say that? Oh, that we would choose life so that we can live and our children can live as well. Remember, the children are only doing what the parents allow, the guardians allow. or they're only mirroring what's been seen. So go ahead and put hashtag I choose life. Let's improve the performance of the children, their alertness, their mental capacity, their mental health, their physical health by limiting these fast foods. If you've been consuming it in excess, let's limit the fast foods and let's reduce that number down. Let's reduce that percentage down significantly. We want our children to live as well as we live. I pray that you are all blessed today. As always, go ahead and put your questions here, your feedback here. I do go back and look at them. Feel free to email me too as well at kingdomhealthtah@gmail.com with any additional questions, maybe topics of interest as well. Be advised that this coming Sunday, after the 11 a.m. service, if you're in the Hartford area, the Apostles House, 131 Elliott East Street in Hartford, Connecticut, on the upper level, there will be a blood pressure clinic in session for 30 minutes following the 11 a.m. Service. So blood pressure checks, heart rate checks. This is free of charge. Feel free to meet us on the second level after the 11 a.m. service. I pray that you all were blessed. As always, I'll see you again here on Facebook Live as well as YouTube, 9 a.m. on Health Check, sponsored by Kingdom Health Connections. I am your host, Dr. Vanessa Bolling. Be blessed. Bye-bye.